Now, some of your roses are not going to follow instructions. They're going to still be blooming. They're not going to be asleep yet. Got to keep in mind we're still in January. You can wait until February, and some people leave in Prune in March. If you live in Pacific Grove, they're not going to go to sleep very readily. So in some cases, I'll just prune them anyways, and just go ahead and force them. So, and that's just a matter of that's just a matter of just getting in there. I'm following the same principles. Notice this like dead or dying branch there. There's another branch here that's just completely dead. You know, these things are just going bye-bye. Getting my pruning shears positioned right. And just so that I can see the rose bush, I'm just going to thin it out in here. Here's that dead one.
I kind of clear it out so I can see where I'm going to cut.
That's right.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm just kind of doing this. Boy, it's a little bit tough to see this stuff.
That's why I grabbed that one.
And you know, one thing that's really good about this rose here is that it's got a lot of bark damage on it. It's just been stressed. It may not have had a lot of good sunlight. It may not have been very well pruned the year before. That being the case, once we get this all thinned out, I oftentimes recommend a nice shot with some sulfur spray or some copper spray. In fact, I think you brought some. Do you have it ready to use? There's a product called Rose RX that's a really nice product. I swear by that. I'm just kind of thinning this out here. There's a lot of new growth. Now, pruning can be very tough for some people. They almost need like pruning therapy because they're like, oh my gosh, like I'm pruning this back, ouch, eek, oh my gosh, isn't this great growth? You gotta keep in mind, what is our goal for a rose? Healthy, beautiful flowers that we can put in our bathroom, out on our kitchen table, bring them to work, brag about them to our in-laws, whatever the case, right? That's our goal. So by pruning, we are fulfilling that goal. It's part of the process. It doesn't hurt the plant, and if anything, it's healthier for the plant. Now here's a great example of something spindly and dead, just so that I can show that. Another dead and spindly piece. I get in there close, and gone. Another one here. There's another one here. One thing I'm looking for is canes that cross one another. Anything that crosses, man, get it the heck out of there. Well, in the case of this guy, he's growing kind of crosswise into this. Now there's a lot of new growth that's really healthy, but it's still not the cane that I would choose. This is the stronger cane right here. So yeah, that thing's going bye-bye. They may not look all that good. You know, they don't look like the nice soft skin that your dermatologist would want, or your cosmetologist or whatever, you know. But the fact of the matter is, it just means that they've got more years on them, there's more wear and tear on them. This little piece here is dead. It's not doing anything for us. It's going bye-bye. And as I look here, I'm looking for a bud union. There's one right there. I'm cutting at a 45-degree angle. 1, 2, 3. Gonna trim that guy back. And, oh my gosh, I just noticed right here, on this little tip here, though it's new growth, there's some damage. There's some damage right there. And that's not worth keeping. That's a damaged cane right here. There's some death at the end, and then this guy's got a little bit of damage right there. And what's that going to do? It's going to allow disease to enter the vascular tissue. So we prune that off. So we're getting down to just 4 canes here, and sometimes they're going to look a little knobby like this. Sometimes just due to the growth, it's tough as heck to get in there with your pruning shears. And unless you're Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid, it ain't going to happen. So that's all right. They get knobby. By the time spring comes around, you'll see new growth, it'll be covered up, and your neighbors will still be wondering how you got beautiful roses.
You wouldn't cut that knob down to here? I mean, can you?
You could, but then I'm looking for a bud union, and I don't see one yet.
Okay.
So, a couple of other spindly, dead pieces. I get in there with my shears, I get as close as I can, and I prune the back. I can even get a little closer on some of those knobby pieces. And we're looking good.